What's going on, traders? We're going to get straight into it. Like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let's get into the video. So I think we're going to start off with NVIDIA because something interesting happened in my last video in the comments section where someone got really offended in my comments because I guess they assumed that I was bearish on NVIDIA. I don't think I was really being bearish on NVIDIA. I was just pointing out the key levels, letting you guys know that as long as NVIDIA stays below 184, 185 cycle level, that you open up the floodgates to 173. But nonetheless, this guy got pretty upset that I said that, and he basically called me a muppet. He said, how could I be bearish on NVIDIA because, you know, TSM earnings is today, even though it's not today, it's tomorrow. Regardless, I'm not pointing that out because I'm offended or I'm just trying to call this guy out. I think what was interesting is what somebody said in response to that comment. And basically this person said that you know the top is near when people start getting offended when you're flipping from bullish to bearish. Now I want to make this clear. I'm not flipping from bullish to bearish just yet. I'm pretty neutral right now. Maybe 55% bearish at this point, simply because semiconductors are showing pretty bad signs right now. Nothing too crazy, but it's getting there, right? And I do agree with that sentiment that when people start getting offended, I'm saying this because I want you guys to pay attention to social media. When people start getting upset, when people start getting really offended, when people start getting euphoric, nostalgic, all that fun stuff, that's typically when the top is near when it comes to the overall market. So I think you guys should pay attention to that. All right, I'm not going to harp too much on those comments or anything like that. Again, I'm not offended. I just thought that was a very interesting statement and something you guys should pay attention to. And so when we're talking about NVIDIA, I still remain the same, basically. I still think that as long as you stay below 184, 185 cycle level, you're heading towards 173. Now, yes, TSM earnings is tomorrow. And it's very much possible that TSM earnings could, you know, pump the market back towards the upside, and we could see NVIDIA pretty much fill this gap all the way at 188 right here where these guys are, where this doji is, right? Can NVIDIA head higher than that? Yes. I mean, we could see a target towards maybe 190, highest maybe 195 if we really want to stretch it. But anything beyond that, I would be pretty surprised, especially considering what we've seen in the past when it comes to these inside bars with NVIDIA. Every time NVIDIA, or majority of the time when NVIDIA forms these inside bars, it is very hard to break above them, right? So if we get rid of everything here, you have an inside bar here. Bulls tried to break us above it, ended up failing. We broke back towards the downside, right? We go further back. You have an inside bar here. Bulls tried to break us above it, failed. We broke back towards the downside. Inside bar here. Bulls tried to break us above it. I mean, they didn't even get really close at all, but regardless, we broke back towards the downside, right? So I think you guys get the idea here. So even if we pump towards the upside, or TSM just so happens to pump us towards the upside, I do imagine that we're probably going to wick back towards the downside. Now, I'm not saying it's going to immediately happen at open, but I would be careful heading into tomorrow, and really wait for more confirmation when it comes to upside. So again, like I said in the last video, it's very hard for me to be bullish on the overall market or be extremely bullish on the overall market as long as NVIDIA and semiconductors in general stay below these key levels. With NVIDIA, your key level here is 184, 185. And so that leads me to talk about SMH. I think you guys get the point here when it comes to SMH, so I'm not going to go too deep into it, but we're still below that weekly trend. We zoom out here, right? In case you're new to the channel, every time we've hit this weekly trend, we've gotten a little bit above it a few times, but regardless, majority of the time we end up rejecting back towards the downside. You got a rejection here, you tried to break above it here, or bulls tried to break us above it here, we ended up rejecting back towards the downside, and now we're repeating the same process here as well at around 342. And so in order for me to be bullish on NVIDIA and I guess the overall market in general, I would like to see SMH reclaim 350. What I want to see here is a break and retest above 350, not only above 350 but above this trend line here, this weekly trend line here. So we want to see a break, retest, and then from there we're obviously heading towards all-time highs. Obviously NVIDIA will most likely be seeing 200, and we can, you know, all celebrate, right? But until then, I have to lean bearish, right? I have to respect the levels, and right now our key level here is 342. Now, can TSM earnings somehow change this? Absolutely. But for now, I don't know what exactly is going to happen with TSM earnings. I'm going to assume they're going to beat, and if they don't beat, maybe they get OpenAI deal or something like that. I don't know, something crazy. Okay, so for now, I'm leaning a little bit more bearish. I'm not super bearish or anything like that, but I'm just leaning more on the bearish side. Now, when we're talking about downside here, as long as we stay below 350, the doors are open to 323, right? And it doesn't have to happen overnight, but over time, the longer we stay below 350, the higher the chance that we're going to head towards that 323 target. So this is something you want to pay attention to. And so that leads me to talk about the SPY here. Now, this is what I'm leaning towards happening heading into tomorrow. I think we're going to get one more retest towards the upside. I could be wrong here. Okay, I could be wrong. Maybe we get some crazy news after hours, pre-market. I don't know, right? But what I'm leaning towards happening heading into tomorrow is a push towards the upside, right? Head towards this trend, not only this trend line, but a resistance of 674.4. We'll just say 675 to keep it simple. And then we wick back towards the downside, possibly even form a double top here. You'll have a top here, another top here, and then your neckline will be down here at around 653. That's what I'm leaning towards happening. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell the future, but that's what I'm leaning towards happening as long as we stay above 665, specifically 664.6 when it comes to the SPY. But for now, if we don't pump towards the upside tomorrow, maybe TSM has bad earnings, or maybe we get news overnight, I don't know, then I do imagine that as long as we stay below 664.6, 665 psych level, then chances are we're heading towards that 662 target, and then from there, you really want to see 659 hold, all right, 659. If you manage to get below 659, then the doors are open towards 655. Lowest you're looking at is 653. You need 653 to hold, otherwise things are going to get dangerous very fast. All right, so that's what we're looking at when it comes to the SPY. So once again, heading into tomorrow, if TSM earnings is a beat, if everything goes well, if we get good news tomorrow, maybe Donald Trump doesn't say anything, who knows, then I do imagine that we're going to see a break back towards the upside, possibly retest that 74.4 level all over again, and then we wick back towards the downside. So basically, I'm looking at a pump and dump heading into the rest of this week. And so that leads me to talk about the triple Qs, right? So where does that put the triple Qs? So right now, I'm leaning towards the triple Qs. It's basically the same thing as a SPY. If the triple Qs can get above 603.1, I do imagine that we're going to head towards 607 all over again. Today, we saw a break above 603.1, but bulls cannot hold, unfortunately, and we ended up rejecting back towards the downside. Now, when we zoom out, right, we're still below this rising channel here. So that's scary. And the measured move is at 580 when it comes to the triple Q. So we haven't even completed the projected measured move. Now, that's not saying that it has to happen, but as long as we stay below this channel, there's a good chance that that's going to happen. So it's very hard. Again, it's very hard for me to be bullish when you have these bears here. You have this huge evening star pattern here, and you just have a lot of bears in this area here. So in order for us to really talk about all-time highs, we basically need like amazing news, right? We need to squeeze these guys out of their position, and if we squeeze these guys out of their position or stop them out of their position, at that point we're heading towards the moon. Okay, we're just heading towards Jupiter at that point. So that's what I'm looking at when it comes to the triple Qs. Your key levels towards the downside is 597.5, 597.4 more or less. And then from there, you're looking at about 595 psych level, and then 592. You break below 592, 588, and then below 588, you're heading towards 582. Lowest you're looking at is about 580 short term. All right, so let's look at order flow real quick. Because interesting enough, right before close, we got a lot of VIX calls coming in, right? Now, I will say this much. When it comes to the VIX, these calls are for December 17th. So these could be hedge positions, right? They don't have to play out. And that was my first thought process. I'm like, okay, these might be hedges because they're pretty dated, right? They're for December 17th. You know, this can happen in any given moment, any time. It can happen a month from now. It don't even have to happen at all. Maybe they're just hedging their positions, right? That was my first thought process. And there's plenty of more of these positions. I think there's some more here, right? And if you're wondering why I'm on quant data this time, it's because I don't think cheddar flow shows after hours, what's going on after hours when it comes to order flow. I could be wrong. I'm pretty new to the software myself, but you guys let me know in the comments below if you're familiar with cheddar flow. But when we actually look at the VIX here, VIX is in a very, very critical spot, guys. This is not a good sign here. So I will say this much: the VIX, the VIX does not. It respects levels to an extent, right? It'll spike through levels back and forth, but it respects them more often than not. I mean, even here, right? You ended up pumping towards the upside. You ended up respecting this level of 25.5. You respected this level here of 23. And right now, when you zoom, let's actually zoom out. Right now, when you're looking at the VIX, you're mounted right on top of this level of 19.4, 19.5 more or less. if the VIX stays above this level, I mean, you're mounted right on it. I mean, you rejected here, you got a rejection here, right? I mean, you go further back, you see multiple rejections here. And again, this is the VIX we're talking about. It spikes all the time, right? So it's not going to respect the levels to a T. But right now, we're mounted above this level. As long as we stay above this level, the VIX can head towards 23, back towards 23, I should say. Highest I'm looking at is where these guys are right here at 25.5. Again, we look at quant data here. Let me actually see if this is showing up. If we look at quant data here, this is why I don't have quant data up, because, or I use Cheddar Flow on YouTube because of this, right? But ultimately, these 24 strike calls do make a little bit of sense when you're considering the levels and where the VIX is right now. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments below. But right now, it's not looking too good when you're looking at the VIX. Now, if we manage to break below this level of 19.4, then we're looking at about 18.5. And then from there, you're pretty illiquid back to 17.4, 17.5, more or less. So heading into tomorrow, if we do, okay, keyword is if we spike towards the upside, I will pay attention to where the VIX is. All right. If the VIX is still, you know, mounting this level or still holding this level and not really going anywhere, yeah, you might want to take profit. Okay, do what you want. Ultimately, don't let me ruin your chances of making more money, but I would take profit on calls. All right, at that point, especially if we're talking about the SPY heading towards this area right here at around 674.4, 675. Right, I don't see a world where we head much higher than that. All right, maybe a little wick above or something like that, but I think we're going to end up rejecting back towards the downside once, or I shouldn't say once, if we get up here. Now, if we just so happen to dump at open like right away, I personally think that's great. I think that's great. Okay, I've been bullish for quite some time. I think that would be great. I think I would love buying opportunities right now. And right now, the market is really annoying. And so this is what I've been warning about, guys, right? You're probably going to get annoying movements back and forth. Even today, right? You saw a drop towards the downside and then you wick back up, right? Every time you drop, you wick back up. Every time you pump, you wick back down. It's going to be an annoying market for the next week or so, I imagine. All right. That's just my thought process. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. So, you know, the best thing you can do in this environment is either hedge, which I'm pretty much doing right now, or you simply take profit right away, right? You see green, you take green, right? You really don't want to swing too many positions heading into the next day or the next week, whatever the case may be. Now, if you got like long dated contracts, that's fine. But in this type of environment where you're just wicking back and forth and you're just doing these tug of war tweet movements, Twitter movements, I should say, it gets really annoying and it eats at your premium. So that's my thought process. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. You think the final days are here? Do you think the top is near, right? I imagine once people start raging in my comments, it's been pretty chill lately, but once people start raging in my comments, that is a tall tale sign that maybe the top is near. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and until the next video, traders, have a good one.